What's crackin', fam? It's your Liam Neeson of the line chart. Hope you're doing majestically marvelous on this Monday. Really interesting chart patterns happening out there right now in the broader markets. We are retesting the 100. We have gapped down on it with a gap and go on the 3rd of February. We had a bullish high wave candle yesterday, and today we have an inside day candle. Wow, compression is building. And you know, this particular chart pattern actually does remind me all the way back to that big crazy move we had in COVID. There's tons and tons of differences, obviously, but back over here, we had this gap down and we trade sideways at the very beginning of the month. This was actually April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We traded sideways and had a huge big day, 2-3 days after that. Not saying that's going to happen at all, but there are some similarities, I think. So I will prepare myself just in case some craziness happens. If we open above 453.38 tomorrow, I'll be pretty bullish at that point. Otherwise, I'll be slowly expecting some chop and some just general slow bear momentum. Here's the Qs, and the Qs kind of the exact same thing. Although you do have a bull candle closing below the 10 EMA, which was Friday, and today's an inside day candle. So this will and could make things very, very intriguing. We are also failing the 50 EMA on a weekly, the 10 EMA on a monthly, and the 200 SMA on a daily, all at this resistance, all kind of banging our head against where we are at. So yeah, definitely intriguing to keep our eyes on for sure, just to see if we have one more thrust lower. All right, some stocks that were requested. Here's Square. And Square is still riding the struggle bus. You have to go all the way to a weekly chart. You're below the 200 simple moving average on a weekly. We keep failing that level as a resistance. It is very strong indeed as a resistance on Square. And with these two high wave candles back to back, my assumption is if we break below the low, we're probably just going to keep going all the way down to 83. So if you got some shares of Square, and I do, make sure you're protecting yourself, as it does appear like we're going to go lower. Unless, of course, tomorrow we just have this crazy, amazing, weird gap up, in which case that'd be really, really fun. Speaking of fun, Peloton, very, very intriguing gap up today with massive volume. Earnings right around the corner on this one. And as bearish as I am on Peloton specifically, I don't have any positions on it or anything, but just the overall trend is pretty bearish. I would have to say if we take out the high of this candle and we trap all these bears, we'd have to be a little bit on the bullish side, even if it's for 3 or 4 days. We could get a super fast, quick little thrust higher. We could make some quick money and move on. But that's something that is worthwhile to keep your eyes on Peloton, I think. Here's Bros, Dutch Brothers, and this was one of a very profitable swing trade for me, at least, based on the 10 EMA strategy that we've been using and implementing. Here's your bear candles closing above the 10 right here. Took that candle on 31st of January, wrote it up, and sold for a quick profit the very next day. So Dutch Brothers doing its thing. Having another bear candle today, closing above the 10 EMA, so feel free to keep your eyes on that. Goldman Sachs, so this is what we drew back in the free week. I'm sure all of you, as a subscriber to my channel, realize that there was a free week going on just a few days ago, and this was the analysis that we did back then. Well, we are at the top of this arc. So on Goldman Sachs, I'll be looking for some covered calls, although the premium and the credits really aren't that great. Somewhere right around here for March, maybe. You might be able to find some money, but it's really not fantastic, because as weird as the market is right now, as strange as it seems, the VIX is still extremely low. It's kind of bizarre. It's a super, super strange market out there, and I haven't been taking a massive amount of trades, but yeah, with the VIX this low, I mean, it's hard to find some really good credit spread money. So just keep that in mind. If it's not good, can't find good premium, be patient and don't get in. SRRA, this was a swing trade that we set up during the free week. I'm sure you all remember this one. Super, super easy setup. Here was your bear candle closing above the 10 EMA. Entry was here, stop was right there. That's exactly how we set up SRRA. We got filled the very next day after we set up the trade on the 27th of January. That was, again, during the free week. You would have also gotten filled on the 28th of January, the 29th of January, and then boomtown. Really good breakout. Very nice compression here also on the 28th and 31st of January with a gap above those inside day candles opening above the highs on a new month. Glorious. So Sold SRRA today for about 1.8 Rs. That was a really good trade carrying over from our free week. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, are moving nicely. Congrats for anyone who's in some cryptos. I do have some cryptos longer term. And my overall position on this one is I think that we're in a big distribution phase. Here's kind of like the lower highs that I'm kind of seeing it does appear that we broke out of. Weekly chart, right? We've bounced off of we got very close to the 100 simple on a weekly. This is a morning star reversal. We've broken above that a little bit. And again, I don't think we're necessarily going to go right back up to 69,000 tomorrow, but I do think we could go back up to 48. And at that point in time, it might be worthwhile to peel off some of your Bitcoin if you bought anything sub 46,000, right? Let it trade up into the 100, 200, probably have a small pullback and then buy that dip. Is the low in? I don't know. I hope so. Probably. Most likely it is. And if it is, then awesome. So here's Ethereum, and this will be the last one I'll look at today. So ETH, I absolutely am in Ethereum because it was the easiest setup in the world. Here's your bear candle closing above the 10 EMA right there, February 2nd. So get in above there, stop low to low, and ride it. My good trade. 3333333. All threes is the next target. You guys all know we bought some Ethereum at all twos. 22222222, which was almost the exact low, by the way. Pretty impressive. And yeah, all threes will be a 50% return from that position. So, I mean, that's phenomenal. Looking to take a small win up there. Again, Ethereum at that point probably will trade back up into 36, get a little bit of a pullback, and then, again, buy that dip. I do think the low is most likely in on some of the major cryptos. But whatever the new second dip that happens, a month from now, I think it's a buyable event. But, hey, enjoy, ride it up. Let's enjoy this momentum. And team, thank you so much for tuning into your Monday stock review. Post in the comment section below what I can look at for you on Wednesday, and I will do just that. You rock.